After my father died, the whole village was filled with sadness. People moved around quietly, preparing for the funeral. I could not believe my father was truly gone. My heart felt heavy, and no matter how much I cried, the pain would not leave me. The next morning, Auntie Amina and I traveled from the city back to the village for the funeral. Throughout the journey, I sat quietly inside the car, thinking about my father's last moments. I wished I had spent more time with him before he died. When we finally arrived in the village, my eyes immediately searched for my mother. The moment I saw her standing outside our house, I ran toward her without thinking. "My daughter," my mother cried as she opened her arms for me. I hugged her tightly and burst into tears. I cried so much in her arms because I had missed her deeply. I was not only mourning my father, I was also hurting from everything I had been passing through in the city. Being close to my mother again made me feel safe. My mother cried with me too. We held each other tightly inside the house while mourning my father together. Sometimes we talked about him, and sometimes we simply cried in silence. I couldn't leave my mother's side throughout my stay in the village. We slept in the same bed. A night before the burial, I felt something very heavy in my heart. I cried all night. I slept for a few minutes and had a short dream that my mother passed. I woke up and hugged her. We cried together till morning. It was indeed a revelation of something that was coming in a few months. Oh, Mama Goma. The next day, with my swollen eyes, I watched as my father was buried. The villagers gathered to pray and pay their respects. Watching my father being laid to rest broke my heart completely. I felt like a part of me had been buried with him. After some days, it was time for me to return to the city with Auntie Amina. That morning was one of the most painful moments of my life. I held my mother tightly outside our house and cried bitterly. Mama asked, "Will you come and see me during your next school holiday period?" I looked into her eyes with tears rolling down and said, "Yes, Mama, I will come." "Mama, I don't want to leave you," I said through tears. My mother touched my face gently while crying too. "Be strong, my daughter. God will protect you." Suddenly, Auntie Amina shouted from near the car, "Will you leave your mother now and come with me? Let's go back to the city, poor girl." Slowly, I released my mother from the hug. She stood there crying as I entered the car. I kept looking back at her as we drove away from the village. I did not know that would be the last time I would ever see my mother alive. Exactly 3 months after my dad passing, while we were in the city, a phone call came late at night. Auntie Amina answered the call first, and immediately her face changed. My heart started beating fast. "What happened?" I asked fearfully. She looked at me quietly. No response. The next morning, she sat me down together with her children and told me casually with no emotions that, "Your mother is gone." The moment I heard those words, my world shattered completely. For the first time, my heart leapt, almost as though my heart would burst out of my chest. I screamed and fell to the ground, crying uncontrollably. First, I lost my father, and now my mother too. At that moment, I felt completely alone in the world. The painful part is Auntie Amina never gave me the chance to even mourn my mother. She shouted that I should clean my tears and resume the house chores. Till date, as I write this story, my life has never remained the same. Deep sigh.